Hey gang, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. It is Saturday afternoon. It's beginning to rain, and traffic sucks. I think there's an accident somewhere ahead of us, so it's kind of been a long drive home. You'll remember that kitchen that I was looking at. Yeah, prepare to actually see a lot of that kitchen coming up, because I'm going to be remodeling that kitchen, and it is a pooch screw. It's one of those ones. It's like, you know what? I actually can't wait to get working on that one, because it is literally that bad. So anyway, I'm headed home from that. I got my streaming deck is in, so I've got a new toy to play with. I got some work to do in the workshop, and tomorrow we're going to be at Lucky's with the shirt. Hopefully we'll have a few people that are missing the off season and having the blues and stuff, and they want to come hang out and have a discussion about the Cowboys, sign the shirt before we send it off to the first stop, the first leg of its journey. I'm sitting here and thinking. I'm constantly thinking. When I'm driving, it's actually a great time to get my thoughts and stuff together. But right now, the Dallas Cowboys are trying to come up with a game plan. Try and figure out what way do we need to do to be successful and to win. And the dynamics have kind of changed. And you know, the NFL is a copycat league. We've looked at teams for years like the Washington Redskins that have literally gone out year after year and always had the big free agent splashes with very little success. I mean, you've seen guys like, the Redskins had a solid defense. They went out and they signed an Albert Haynesworth. And Haynesworth was literally there just for the money. You literally saw Michael Vick running circles around him while he laid on the field. It was a colossal pooch screw. You saw Dion come in there. He was no longer prime time. He was after his prime. You saw, I could go on forever. Adam Archuleta's and, of course, Alex Smith. They figured, okay, we'll let Kirk Cousins go and we'll get Alex Smith and we'll be fine. And it just has never worked for them to make a run for anything. People get paid. Jason Taylor, like he said in his Hall of Fame speech, I want to thank Dan Snyder for letting me steal money from the Washington Redskins. But it's never worked as far as making them a champion. And generally speaking, signing big name free agents, like I pointed out, it's a 2-year thing. You can't keep them for more than about 2 years because it costs too much. But looking at it now, the dynamics have kind of changed, where getting a couple of good free agents can sometimes be the difference maker. You can look at Jacksonville 2 years ago, getting Calais Campbell in there, and Jacksonville was a perennial losing team, but they got a solid player that was a playmaker that helped transform that defense, and he wasn't the only player there. But they went from being the Jacksonville Jaguars that were one step away from being England's team to being the AFC Championship game and surprising people. You can look at the Eagles that, made the move for Jay Ajayi. They brought in Long, and, they made the move for Michael Bennett last year. That they were really aggressive in the trade market and in free agency to bring in the right guys to fit the system. Now, the problem, of course, with that is the Eagles, well, they've basically, I think they've updated the site. So right now the Eagles have about $2 billion, I think, in cap space. They're no longer the worst team as far as salary cap goes, but if they franchise tag Foles to try and trade him, they're right back in cap hell. But they don't have a lot of money to make moves now, and if they do make any moves, they're going to have to get rid of some players. That's the danger part of it. But basically, you're hiring an assassin to help out your team, and you have to do it strategically. You can look at the Rams last year, who basically took from Sean McVay getting there took a team that was in the basement and transformed them into a winning attitude that got aggressive because, hey, we made the playoffs. We're not quite there. They were aggressive as crap last year. They made a whole hell of a lot of moves. They got Marcus Peters. They got Ndamukong Suh. They paid him a boatload of money to come in there. And you saw what Ndamukong Suh did to Joe Looney, throwing his ass around and shutting down our running game. They got Sam Shields, Aqib Talib, Brandon Cooks. So they went all in and said, you know what? Damn the salary cap. We're going to hit this thing, and we're going to hit this thing hard. And we're going to try and make a run at this thing. Now, they got there to the Super Bowl. Didn't show up for the Super Bowl. But they took a team that was a playoff team from the year before, bucked the trend of falling back out of the playoff race, and developed a team that was even better than champions for a Super Bowl. And this is opposite of what the Cowboys have been doing lately. The Cowboys, you cannot argue with the fact that we have more homegrown talent than anybody else. We have done fantastic in the draft. The fact that our rookies this year have over 3,500 snaps is unbelievable. 3,500 snaps from our rookie class. That's hitting and holding on your rookies. We've got a lot of players, but I think we just need a couple to just get us over the hump. You know, where we just get a couple more plays, and a couple more plays can be the difference of winning and losing. And winning a couple of games here and there can be the difference of being in the Super Bowl or being home for the playoffs. And that brings me around still. I still will not get Earl Thomas out of my head. I still believe that Earl Thomas on the team last year, and I'm not saying we should have given up a number one for him. Seattle asked way too damn much for him. They're playing games, okay? They did not want to help the Cowboys out because they looked at him as competition. But strategically, you have to start looking at free agency a little different with the team that the Cowboys have right now. You're not the Washington Redskins that look at it and say, we need a complete overhaul. You're not the New York Giants that need a complete overhaul where you got maybe one more year of Eli Manning, if that. You need a quarterback. You need an offensive line. You're going to need a defense because the guys are too overpriced. You don't look at free agency in the same way as you do a team like the Cowboys that have players throughout most of the positions. And when you end up getting these guys locked down for the next couple of years, you have to say, what can I do to take this group of guys, this team that we built, to get them over the hump so we challenge the next 2 or 3, 4 years at that Super Bowl? And that's free agency, my friends. That's where we really have to look at. And it may be Earl Thomas, and it may not be Earl Thomas. It may be another guy. It may be a Landon Collins. I don't know. But you have to say right now, as they meet in the bunker, what is the biggest bang that I can get for this team with the tools that I have, with the cash that I have or lack thereof? What are the guys that I can say are expendable on this team that I can get somebody that's going to make a difference on? And I still say, for your defense, the big guy in the middle, and that safety position, I still think we need to upgrade. I want to get your guys' thoughts on that too, because I think we got to go all in on next year. And I believe that the dynamics have actually changed more now than they have in past years. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be at Lucky's. We'll be at Lucky's tomorrow. We're going to do a little live stream. I've got E2 Blue's going to be there. Don't know if DMV's going to be there or not, but we're definitely going to be doing a live stream talking about the Dallas Cowboys needs and things. Remember, this week coming up, you've got the combine that starts on the 26th. And you've also got teams are going to be starting to really shed 26th. Did I say 6? 26th. Teams are going to start shedding players left and right. So you're going to start seeing a lot of big names. So catch your breath this weekend and get ready to rock and roll. I've got work to do at home and can't wait to get there and can't wait to try my new toy, the Streaming Deck. I'll see you guys.